Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Whether you're here at Emirates Old Trafford or watching throughout the world on Lancashire Cricket TV, welcome to live cricket in front of live people here at Emirates Old Trafford. What a glorious honour it is for us to be here, for you to be able to watch at home, and indeed for the more than 4,000 people. Welcome back for this opening match of the Vitality Blast campaign for Lancashire Lightning in the North Group of the T20 competition, and indeed the first match of any type in any group of this competition for this year. So much to look forward to over the next few weeks as Lancashire attempt to at least match what they did last year, and indeed what they have done so on so many occasions, and reach finals day at Edgbaston. Lots to look forward to, and that includes Mr. Warren Hegg, who is alongside me here on Lancashire Cricket TV here at Emirates Old Trafford. I say so because it is an honour for me to be standing next to the gentleman, Warren, who was the wicketkeeper in David Lloyd's Lancashire Greatest Ever 11. I know it was just some time filler on television, and he did mention you when he went on to other more famous people afterwards, but goodness me if you weren't an inclusion in that team. Although you tell me that your son wasn't particularly impressed.
Absolutely, it's great to be here, you know, here. Emirates Old Trafford, the sun's been shining, it's nice and warm, we've got some live cricket to look forward to, and what's more, I'm on Bumble's best ever 11, so how more can it get?
I'm surprised that he didn't, I don't know, text you and bring it into some sort of fanfare as he announced that. But congratulations at the very least for that. So, yes, Lancashire's greatest ever wicketkeeper. It has been set in stone. And what an occasion we have for us this afternoon. It's glorious to see people who, of course, were here for the Roses 4-day game as well. But to see them in their great numbers, young and old, preparing for what for Lancashire has, over the course of the last few years, been an extremely strong competition. And I guess we're expecting much the same this time around too.
Yeah, you know, one-day cricket is historically very, very strong in the Lancashire area, and Lancashire have had a great past in winning trophies in white ball cricket. You know, the people who come to watch this are used to watching fast, exciting, dynamic cricket, and dynamic cricketers. We've got loads here to watch today. I can't wait.
Now, everybody here at Emirates Old Trafford, you'll notice that we are standing socially distanced. We do encourage you to keep your masks on whenever you can, to remain socially distanced as much as possible. And there are plenty of areas all around the ground to keep your hands nice and clean with some hygiene wash as well. So do that if you possibly can. I was going to say as well, keep yourself hydrated and lots of sun cream on. But at the moment that I attempted to prepare to say that, the clouds came over. But still, if it gets sunny later, do remember that message. Warren, the team have been, and I appreciate there'll be changes for today, and we'll talk about them in a moment, but the team have been in sensational form already this season. Just that blip at Cardiff, apart from that, pretty much perfect.
Yeah, the red ball cricket's been wonderful. I mean, very dominant in that group. Batsmen in good form, bowlers being aggressive and then taking the wickets we need. Spin bowling, fast bowling, the fielding and the energy of that side has been great. You know, looking to take that now into the white ball series, T20 series coming up. Some really good teams in and around the country, and this team will have to be on the mettle to do well.
And this will dovetail with 100, of course, the new competition that will be coming a little later in the summer. But there is still a sense, is there not, amongst this team, that having won it a few years ago, getting that second in this still illustrious competition would be a credible feather in their cap?
Very much so, and you know, as you look around this team that's behind us, Hugh, you know that the team is growing in experience. You've got players who are playing year on year now and getting used to playing in front of good crowds that expect you to win. So the more they play together, hopefully we can get that second cap, like you say, and get to the finals day again.
So yes, a lot to look forward to, not only from Warren, but of course right out here in the middle. And if you would like to contribute to the programme from wherever you are, either here at Emirates Old Trafford or indeed watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can do. The hashtag is Lightning Strikes. Lightning Strikes will be trying to bring some of your messages from afar right here to Emirates Old Trafford. So that is to come over the course of the next few minutes. We'll be having the toss shortly. We've just noticed that Dave Villas, the Lancashire captain, has come out ready in his reds, ready to toss that coin. We'll be having the news, and we'll be having a conversation with both those captains in a couple of minutes' time.
Joined at Pitchside by Matt Parkinson. Matt, the Vitality Blast is back. Just tell us a little bit about the feeling in the camp.
Yeah, it's obviously nice to have the Blast back. It's been a tough sort of 2 months of red ball cricket. I think it's almost like the start of the summer when the Blast comes back. Obviously it's June now, so fingers crossed the weather's better and we'll play some good cricket. It's
a competition that we often thrive in. What is it about this group of lads and really going far in this competition?
I think we've been lucky to have the same group of players for a while now. we sort of know that the way we play, we're very tough to beat here at Old Trafford. So yeah, with some new players as well. Obviously, we've got Josh and Finn playing for us. So fingers crossed that it continues.
You mentioned Josh and Finn there. That's a real addition to the batting lineup, isn't it? It's quite the starter lineup with Livy and Al in there as well. Yeah,
massively. I don't think we've had Josh for the best part of 3 years now, and to have someone of his class playing for us is awesome. Finn as well, obviously younger, I think he's 22, but to have had the start to his career that he has had is obviously fantastic, and yeah, keen to see him play.
And yourself, I think you're the leader in white ball wicket taker over the last couple of years. What is it about this competition that you enjoy so much?
It's tough to say, really. I've been lucky enough to perform well the past few years. It's nice to play here at Old Trafford. It spins a bit, it's a big ground, and yeah, luckily I've gone well.
And we've got 4,000 fans in today. What will it mean to the lads to have a crowd roaring you on again?
Yeah, it'll be awesome. I think we had 2,500 for the Roses Red Ball, just to have sort of the noise in the background. The odd loud cheer as well, and to have 4,000 in will be fantastic.
Do you feel like you built some great momentum in the red ball cricket to take and start a real good tournament?
Yeah, we have. Obviously, it's a different comp. Fresh start. The boys have been lucky enough to have a great start in the championship. So, yeah, to take some momentum through with us will be great.
And you touched on Joss and Finn. What's their addition been like to the squad so far?
Yeah, it's been great. We've only had 2 days prep so far. Yeah, both great fellas.
And just finally, we've got the Yorkshire game coming up as well. Just tell us a little bit about that game and what that means to the players.
Yeah, it's massive. It's probably as close as you're going to get to playing for England, I guess. There's normally sort of 25,000 in, screaming Lankies, screaming Yorkies as well. So the lads that haven't played international cricket, that's probably as close as it does get. It's our probably biggest game of the year, and I think the past 3 or 4 years have been very, very successful. So fingers crossed that continues.
Parky, thanks for joining us. Good luck today.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we are preparing for the toss in the middle, just waiting for the Derbyshire captain, Billy Godleman, to join us. The 2 standing umpires for today's game, you'll see them out into the middle. They are Paul Baldwin and Tim Robinson. So Billy Godleman is making his way to the middle. There'll be a couple of new faces that you may not be familiar with in the Lancashire Lightning squad. As you look at your scorecards, we'll be able to bring you the first 11 as soon as the captains have spoken to us, and we'll be able to tell you exactly what numbers those new players are wearing. But here comes Billy Godleman, and we will keep an eye on the toss. So as you can see, with Billy Goldman coming over to speak to me, there's your microphone, Billy. I'll keep socially distanced from you. You've won the toss. What have you decided to do? Tell us why you're going to have a bat today. I think you're not live, so I'll tell you what, we'll get another microphone over to you. There you go. Speak into that and see if that works.
Our plan is to bat first, get a score on the board, and then defend.
You've got fond memories of your last visit here to Emirates Old Trafford. Are you trying to bottle that and use it as much as you can for today?
Yeah, that's the intention, but we understand it's a great club, a difficult place to come and play cricket. We expect a tough game.
You last year had more disruption than almost any county, so how delighted that things are appearing to come back to normal a little bit at least.
Yeah, it's nice to have a sense of normality returning, but still very much early days.
Tell us about your team, because you had a squad of 15 like the Lightning. Who have you decided to leave out? I suppose that's the most sensible way of doing it.
Oh wow, McKeon, Dahl. You're testing me here. Cool kicker on, mate. Scrimshaw, Harry Kane.
There we go. I'm glad that somebody, Dominic Cork, has got a louder voice than pretty much all of us would be able to send that over to you. Billy, go well today. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate your time. Thank you. What we'll do is we'll bring Dane and we'll give that to Dane so that he can hold it himself. That'll make it nice and easy for him. He's got the skills necessary to be able to commit to this entire large arena, which is essentially one of the most important things, isn't it? Having these people back, bums in seats.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been sad to not have an amazing stadium like this and have no crowd, so it's good to have everyone back. And
you've lost the toss, so you're going to be bowling first. What do you think about chasing today?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, it's a new wicket, it's a good wicket. It's always very good, yeah, so hopefully it does a little bit up front and then we can knock them off.
The expectations always follow Lancashire, particularly in this competition, because of your recent past doing so well. So I guess you think about trying to at least match those expectations today.
Absolutely. I think we've got a strong start and guys like playing this format, so really looking forward to it. Hopefully get up to a good start today. It's a tournament that we really enjoy and hopefully we can play well.
Tell us about your team, because you have some firepower. I appreciate you're going to be chasing, not going to be seeing those top 4, maybe 5, including yourself, at the top of that order. But it must be extraordinary to have Joss back, to have Finn Allen back at the top of the order. He's a new player that people haven't seen yet, but you excited?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have Joss back. I think it's his first game since 2018, so it's really nice to have him back. And obviously, his experience and the way he plays in this game is incredible. So really looking forward to have him. And then an exciting talent with Finn Allen. You know, he hits the ball incredibly hard, as we've all seen in the net and on the some Instagram and social media videos. But looking forward to him. And other than that, we've got some really strong players who, like I said, enjoy playing this format.
We look forward to watching them a little bit later. Dane, go well. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate your time. That's Dave Ellis, the Lancashire Lightning captain. So the Derbyshire Falcons have won the toss. They've decided to bat first. And remember a little bit earlier on, I mentioned that somebody is going to be upgrading their experience today at the Titanic Terrace. Well, they have done so. They have been incredible to send a picture to #LightningStrikes, including Lancs Cricket and SportsBreak.com as well, on Twitter. And I can tell you that at least one of the people that will be there, congratulations to Will Studholme, who is now going from what was essentially a seat that you are all enjoying to a seat that I'm sure he's going to rub in to all of you that he sees later. He has got complimentary food. He has got an upgraded drinks private bar over there, plus a plush sofa to enjoy the game too. If you're back here at other games in the future, you can too enjoy that over at the Titanic Terrace. Much more to look forward to. You bring the confirmed teams in just a few moments' time.
Massively exciting to get a company like Sports Breaks involved in what we're doing as a new brand. I think really happy. So very proud to be wearing it. It's a recognised brand and something they're excited to be going into a competition with. Not a lot of the teams will have a partner on their shirts, and it just shows where we're heading as Thunder. We're only a year old, but to have a standalone partner of this size and value, I think it's fantastic.
Well, we're the official sports travel partner of Lancashire County Cricket Club, and during those talks, the opportunity to actually be the shirt sponsor for the ladies was just a great opportunity for us. It was too good to refuse.
It's amazing to have our own sponsor. They're a partner of the club, but they're our official shirt sponsor. It's just fantastic. It shows what the club and what Sports Break are putting into Thunder Cricket. So yeah, I'm really privileged and really pleased with it. but to have a standalone sponsor as a women's team just shows how important women's cricket is and the growth of it. So I'm honestly really pleased.
Yeah. Right, this team you're going to back first.
Well, it was just obviously great to come and see the girls in the kit for the first time, and then obviously to see so many young kids actually out there participating in cricket. You know, it's such a fantastic sport to actually get them playing at such an early age. It's just great. We're very proud to actually see our name emblazoned on the shirts, and you know, we really hope that the girls have a fantastic season.
There's a lot of hard work still to do in the next 2 weeks, so we're in a good place as a team. We know it's going to be a tough competition this year, so yeah, in a good place.
It's been brilliant, and just to train as a team, honestly, we've made big strides, and I'm looking forward to the season. You're welcome.
So, Derbyshire Falcons have won the toss and they will be batting first here at the opening game of the Vitality Blast campaign for these two teams, indeed any teams. This is the first game in the entire country for the Vitality Blast, and Lancashire Lightning looking to try and get back to finals day, where Derbyshire also reached the year before in 2019. But all the disruption of last year, hopefully, is behind us. More than 4,000 people inside Emirates Old Trafford, and indeed so many of you watching all over the world on Lancashire Cricket TV. We'll get Warren Hegg's thoughts on the teams in just a second, but here are those teams, and we will start with the away side. Who are batting first? That is the Derbyshire Falcons. They are Billy Godleman, Lewis Reece, Wayne Madsen, Leus Deploy, Matt Critchley, Alex Hughes, Brooke Guest, Finn Hudson-Prentice, Alex Thompson, Logan Van Beek, and Mikey Cohen. That is the Derbyshire Falcons lineup. And now for Lancashire Lightning, and wherever you are, all over the world, and here at Emirates Old Trafford, please welcome your 11 for today. They are number 32, making his debut for the Lightning, Finn Allen. Number 7, Liam Livingston. Number 17 is Alex Davis. Number 6, for the first time in 3 years, wearing the red of Lancashire Lightning, it is Joss Butler. Number 15, Stephen Croft. Number 33, the captain, Dane Villas. Number 14 is Luke Wood. Next up for the Lightning, number 26, Danny Lamb. Number 2, Tom Hartley. Number 11, Richard Gleeson. And number 28 is Matt Parkinson. Those are your Lancashire 11 for today's game. Warren Hegg is alongside me. It's wonderful to see all those names, particularly, I would imagine, for those people who have been starved of his presence in the red of Lancashire, Mr. Joss Butler.
Wow, what a top 4 that is, Hugh. You know, with Finn Allen coming to make his debut, along with Liam Livingston, Alex Davis, and then we've got Joss coming into play for the Red Rose again, which is fantastic. I can't wait to see that top 4 bat, and that strength of that side in depth, bowling, batting, and sharp in the field makes it a strong unit.
It's fascinating to see. We are assuming that's going to be the opening partnership. It's going to be Liam Livingston and Finn Allen. But there, just looking down there could have been at least 4, maybe even more from the squad who could have opened for the Lightning. But we are going to see the bowlers first. So what will they try to do in terms of restricting Derbyshire, which they did so well at the outgrounds last year. But it's going to be a different situation probably on this pitch.
Yeah, Derbyshire won the toss. They're going to have a bat first. They're going to try and get as many as they possibly can. Get the runs on the board. It's a fast outfield. It looks an absolute belting pitch. So they're going to take first use of that. It'll be up to our bowlers. Hit the lines, hit the lengths, hit the right disciplines really, really early, and try and limit the amount of runs that come in that 6-over power play.
And to get a good start as well, first of all from the Falcons lineup in terms of batting, but also Lancashire generally, because it happened last season, didn't they? They got off to such a good start and it sustained them through the group stage. And we often, we talk about something like momentum, we get a little bit frustrated about how overused it is, but Dane, to his credit, said that it had a genuine effect last season. So how important for them to get started in the right manner today?
Definitely, and Coach Glenn Chappell will be stressing that in the dressing room at the moment. You know, get out there, let's hit the ground running, so to speak. That first 4 will be there to get the team off to a really good start. But we talked before before the toss about the experience that this team is gaining day in, day out, year on year. They're getting more experience, and that middle part of this T20 competition is just as important as the top and the power play. So you know, let's see what happens.
Let's feature a couple of bowlers just to finish off our chat here, Warren. And it's so important to mention that Richard Gleeson hasn't played since August of last year, back stress fracture, which was something that no bowler wants to ever get, particularly a fast bowler. But how important that he is back in this lineup, because particularly of his skills in this form of the game.
This is the stage for Glees, isn't it? You know, he's got loads and loads of experience. He bowls with pace. He's aggressive. He's disciplined, and he'll bring a new strain to that side of a. But it's great to see him back, isn't it? That injury could have been really dangerous for him, but he's back. He's fully fit, and he'll be roaring in from whichever end he bowls from.
And we have to mention Matt Parkinson, because of course he had so long with the England squad to pick up that experience that he would have done. And we said the same thing to Liam Livingston after the winter prior about how much you're able to do that even if you don't play. He would have been frustrated in not having that opportunity, but the experience that he now brings back has already borne fruit in the 4-day game, but this is his format, isn't it?
Definitely, you know, when T20 first started, Hugh, they said that it's going to be the death of spin bowling. Quite the opposite from that. We've seen spin bowlers come through, and especially the leg spin discipline that we're going to see on show here from both sides today is a real major part of this side. Parky's had lots and lots of experience playing with good players, bowling against good players, and seeing how international cricketers go about their day-to-day business. So yeah, fingers crossed for Parky this year.
So we've got about 15 minutes until we get underway here. The toss has happened. Derbyshire Falcons will be batting first after winning that toss. 15 minutes to go until T20 cricket returns to Emirates Old Trafford.
Well, it's that time again. Time for a bit of rock and roll.
Got it! Huge wicket!
Oh, have a look at that!
Yeah, that's brilliant! What a catch! And boy, did they need that!
Well, this is punishing stuff from David Madsen. He keeps going and going.
Oh, excellent catch!
Gone! What a delivery! That is an absolute beauty! That is magnificent!
Got to be quick here. Oh, brilliant, world-class David Willey.
Oh, he's gone again. He's gone again, this time straight. Running round. Oh, that's incredible. What a catch. Huge wicket. That could be the game right there. He's got him. It's 7. Unbelievable.
Oh, no! Would you believe it?
It's the Notts Outlaws, 2020 champions. Brilliant performance.
So the Derbyshire Falcons have won the toss and they'll be batting first. Warren Hegg is alongside me. We've made our way to the edge of the pitch just so we don't get in the way of something serious that's going on out in the middle, which there will be from just a few minutes' time. Warren, I want to talk about the opposition today, because Derbyshire Falcons had a terrible time of it last year because they had to play all their games away from home. They won just one of those group games, but the previous year they showed their mettle after struggling in this competition. They got through to their first finals day. quite a lot of the reason for that was Wayne Madsen, who will be playing for the Manchester Originals in the 100. He's 37 years old, but he has contributed to this team and this competition to such a huge extent over the last few years, and Derbyshire will lean on him heavily again today.
He's a major player for them, Hugh. Wade is a major player for them. He's their mainstay of their batting, and one of the reasons that Derbyshire are really competitive in this format of the game. Let's not forget who's head coach of their guys, though. One Dominic Cork, loads of experience in one-day cricket, in white ball cricket, and he's going to bring a lot of his experience to this young team. You know, they're getting more and more experience. A really tough time, Derbyshire. A really good side, I should say. You know, they've been a thorn in our side over the last few years, and they've proved really, really difficult to beat. So, you know, that batting led by Wayne at the front there. You've got Critchley, who's a seriously good player. Reece, who's got experience playing here at Emirates Old Trafford, and Brooke Guest, the wicketkeeper, who's also an ex-player of ours.
Tell us about how Dominic will lead this team, because clearly he's a player that you know well, that people here and those watching as well will know very well. He was loud enough to shout the squad to his captain earlier on. That won't surprise anybody who knows him, but because he's the T20 coach and just the T20 coach, he'll be desperate to make some sort of impact on this team.
Corky does not accept losing, Hugh. He does not accept losing. He'll be coming here to try and turn us over. That's what Dominic Cork does in whatever game he plays. It red ball, it's white ball, T20 cricket, 50-over cricket. He's a very, very competitive coach, and he will expect that of his players as well. Like you say, never a short word as Dominic, and we could hear him shouting in the background to our piece we've just done there. But that's what he does. He tries to get under the skin of the opposition as a player, and bet your bottom dollar, Hugh, he'll be trying to do it as a coach.
Essentially, we need to stay clear of him, if at all possible.
Very clear.
At great distance. So much to look forward to in terms of where we are going in the next 10 minutes, and we will return here very shortly.
Thanks to Hugh, thanks to Warren, terrific as ever in the build-up to the game. A very warm welcome from the commentary box here at Emirates Old Trafford. So the road to Edgbaston, begins here for Lancashire Lightning against Derbyshire Falcons. I say the road to Edgbaston, it feels like it's a summer final, but it feels also like it's months away, because it is. It's the end of September. It's T20 finals day, but this is where the pursuit to try and see if well, Lancashire can lift their second T20 title, and if Derbyshire can pick up their first. I'm Scott Reed, former Lancashire and Derbyshire batsman. Stephen Moore is alongside me. Dave Fletcher and Kevin Howells, part of your team as well throughout the course of the next few hours. I'd like to say I planned it by asking Stephen, being a representative from both sides, to come and be part of our commentary team. But as ever, great to have you with us, Stephen. How much are you looking forward to it again?
Oh, it is so good to be back out here and looking forward to some live cricket here at Old Trafford. And what an evening for it again. So, like you say, gosh, a long time. Till September. I remember playing the first 2020 season, and I think it was 2 weeks Festival of Cricket. It is a very different competition now, that's for sure.
It is a bit, isn't it? Yeah. But we will play throughout the course of June. We've got an awful lot of games to fit in, which is great, before the county championship returns in about a month's time. It is white ball cricket, it is T20 cricket, the diet between now and then. But as a player, Stephen, is that a good thing? If you're in either dressing room, but if you're in the Lancashire dressing room again and you knew that you had a month basically of 2020 cricket, is that ideal?
It does help if you're a person that's playing in it, obviously. It helps from the planning, it helps from the preparation, you know, the coaches and everything is geared towards it. So and like any game, any professional sport at this level, once you get into a rhythm, it's nice to keep it going. So they'll want to start well. It's a long time to go till the finals, but as a player, if you can get into your groove early and you've got lots of games coming, then you can keep the momentum, which is nice.
And as we can see, there's spectators inside Emirates Old Trafford, which is terrific. We experienced that for the Roses match in the Championship a few weeks ago, but to have supporters back inside for the blast is crucial, isn't it? This is where the kids want to be, Stephen. That's why we've passed you down.
Yeah. It is. I mean, look, it must have been hard last summer playing with no crowds. I know it's not a huge crowd here, but just you can feel the energy, rising in the stadium. And as a player, well, there's nothing better than walking out in front of a crowd, soaking up that energy, that atmosphere that they create. And if you're a big match player, then it definitely raises the temperature, raises the game and the standard for everybody.
And plenty of shorts and t-shirts in the crowd as well, and shorts and t-shirts in the commentary box. Dave Fletcher and Stephen Moore.
I'm not the only one. Yeah, well, it's summer, isn't it? It's summer. How are you, Scott?
Very good, thank you.
We're not getting to work together much this season, are we?
No, we're not. No.
I mean, not that we would have done with 2 divisions either, but yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be back at Old Trafford as well because the last time Derbyshire were here in the T20, it was on a Sunday afternoon, the sun was shining, and Derbyshire won to get through the quarter-finals, where they won down at Bristol and glory beckoned at Birmingham, but unfortunately the team failed to turn up. I want to ask Stephen a question. We talk about moving. Logan Van Beek is obviously in the Derbyshire side. 2 days ago he was playing for Holland in Utrecht against Ireland and playing very well indeed. And the rest of the lads have been playing 4-day cricket. How difficult's that? The transition between, I mean, presumably from 50 to 20 overs isn't quite as difficult as from red ball 4-day cricket, although Derbyshire have been pioneering the new 3-day format of the game to T20.
It's a tempo issue. I think from the point of view of your skills, nothing changes. Cricket's cricket. What does change and what you have to get used to is just that different intensity, that different pace at which the game is played at as you drop down the different levels. And like you say, from 50 to or 40, 50 down to 20, not so big. From 4-day to 2020, it is quite big. So I would expect both of these sides to be, and the players to be maybe a little bit rusty, but I'm sure they're looking forward to sort of upping the intensity today.
Well, they're certainly very rusty playing 4-day cricket, but we'll forget all about the championship now because that has been eminently forgettable. I think something's happening, Scott.
Indeed, yeah, we're going to have observe a moment of unity just prior to the game starting as the players just gathering out on the outfield. I think we
Ladies and gentlemen, cricket is a game for everyone. There is no place for discrimination in our sport, and we will take action to stamp it out wherever it occurs. This is part of our commitment to breaking down barriers and making cricket more reflective of our communities across England and Wales. It is the responsibility of everyone, players, coaches, officials, supporters, volunteers and administrators, to create and foster inclusive, welcoming environments across all recreational and professional cricket. Standing up against any form of discrimination is a critical step towards making cricket more diverse and inclusive. We ask all those who play, follow or watch cricket to play their part in building a future in which everyone can truly say, cricket is a game for me.
Thanks, Hugh. Yeah, absolutely echoed those thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Here across BBC Radio Lancashire, BBC Radio Derby, and via Lancashire Cricket TV and 5 Live Sports Extra. There's plenty with us today for this opening, the opening game, not just for Lancashire and Derbyshire, but the opening game of the competition. They're starting with the big guns, Dave Fletcher. That's what they're doing. We'll hear from Fletcher a little bit later on. Let's run through the 2 teams for you. Lancashire Lightning and the Derbyshire Falcons. The news from the middle, crucially, is that Derbyshire have won the toss and will bat first. That's the news from the middle. So the Lancashire team, just to confirm it for you again, Finn Allen making a debut, the New Zealander. Bit of a left field signing perhaps, but his record in the Super Smash, which is that New Zealand's domestic T20 competition. I'm a big fan of the name of the Super Smash.
I'd love to be in the room when they came up with that name.
The Super Smash. So Finn Allen had a terrific smash. So Finn Allen plays. I'm not sure of the batting lineup for Lancashire. Alex Davis said to me last week in Cardiff for the championship match, it might be a toss of the coin as to who opens the batting, because they'll all want to do it, won't they? Finn Allen, Liam Livingston, Alex Davis and Josh Butler. Who's your money on for that when we see Lancashire bat later on?
Well, I think the big guns will probably be throwing some weight around the change room there. I would be if I was in there. Opening the batting here at Old Trafford on this wicket is just gold. Yeah.
Well, of Allen, Livingston, Davis and Butler, who are the two biggest guns? Well, we know one of them.
Size.
In that case, poor Alex has got no chance.
He's got no chance.
So that's Lancashire's top order in some format. Allen, Livingston, Davis and Butler. And then it's Dane Vellas, Stephen Croft, Danny Lamb, Luke Wood, Tom Hartley, Matt Parkinson and Richard Gleeson. I run through the Derbyshire Falcons side. We see the umpires here, little punch of the fist between the umpires as well. Quite like that. As they make their way out, Mrs. Baldwin and Robinson. And the Falcons team, Billy Godleman, Lewis Reece, Wayne Madsen, Louis Deploy, Alex Hughes, Matt Critchley, Brooke Guest, Finn Hudson-Prentice, Alex Thompson, Michael Cohen and Logan Van Beek make up the Derbyshire Falcons side. So here come Lancashire Lightning, being led out to the middle. Their captain, Dane Vellas. And the Derbyshire opening batsmen, Messrs. Reece and Godleman, making their way out to the middle here at Old Trafford, where we're expecting around about 4,000. Everyone's kind of socially distanced inside the in the grounds. Everyone's dotted around the whole ground, but a big stadium like this, when you're socially distanced crowd, it looks like it's actually quite empty, but decent numbers in, and I'm sure, Stephen, they'll produce a really good atmosphere as well. Yeah, I'm sure. Everybody's excited to see cricket live again, and the 2020 competition is it's such a great competition, I think, here in England. So I'm sure everyone's excited and will make suitable noise. We're going to see a bit of spin, I think, to open up. Yeah, a bit of Liam Livingston to open the bowling for Lancashire Lightning, with Lewis Reece, the man on strike. It's increasingly popular way to kind of start your innings, isn't it? With a bit of spin, buy an over or two if you can at the start. Yeah, you say buy an over. I know it definitely felt like that in 2020 at the start. Spin was something you thought, oh, probably not going to travel too well, but it's being used increasingly more. If you look at the IPL and the Big Bash, it's a weapon really, and I would have thought Liam's going on there not thinking just to get through this. I think he'll be thinking, if I can get a wicket or two here early on, we can really set them on the back foot. We have a chance he'll probably bowl his allocation of overs as well. So here we go, the first ball of the T20 Blast this season, the Vitality T20 Blast. It's Livingston bowling around the wicket to Lewis Reece. And just cuts the ball away through the offside for a single. So the competition is up and running. We were grateful for all the cricket we got last year. Great to have a T20 Blast last year, but this feels a bit more like it, doesn't it? And that'll be replicated across the country later on in the evening games as well. Livingston in, just following Billy Godleman, perhaps a step to the leg side, trying to work it into that onside, but rattles into his pad and deflects back down the pitch and gathered by Livingston. So he's on from the Brian Statham end. We're playing on one of the pitches to the left of the centre. There's an appeal for OBW here as Godleman tries to slog sweep it to that shorter boundary out to where the temporary stand is. That again deflects off the pad and there's no run. So we're 3 balls into the first over of the game. Lancashire Lightning have got themselves a long off and a deep square leg, the two outside the circle. Godleman again going for that same shot. The ball deflects once again off the pad and trickles down towards the boundary in front of the pavilion for 4 leg byes for Billy Godleman, who remains on naught, of course, but Derbyshire Falcons move up to 5 without loss. Yeah, you can see the intent straight away there with that short boundary. Godleman is getting outside off stump there and trying to swing it over there. You know what the plan is now is Liam Livingston, so what can he deliver? Livingston in again and push full of ball. Oh, and he's bowled him. Billy Godleman's gone, bowled by Liam Livingston, and the Falcons lose their first wicket with 5 balls into the first over of the game, and a little clench of the fist from Liam Livingston in celebration. 5 for 1, the Falcons. Yeah, you could see that was Godleman was shaping up to try and do what he'd done the last 2 balls. He was thinking of going for that sweep shot over to the short boundary. Liam Livingston knew exactly what he was going to do, and he fired in a quicker Yorker, and before Godleman could check his shot and dig the ball out, it
cleaned them up on the off stump there. So that was good thinking from Livingston. Good analysis of what Gottleman was going to try and do, and executed his skill perfectly there.
Well, I mean, his bowling has come on a lot, hasn't it, Liam Livingston? He's both off and leg spin. He's worked on his bowling a lot in the white ball game, and it might actually benefit his international career.
True, and interesting there. I mean, he's obviously very confident, but he's talking to Joss after that. You know, what do you think? Should I be bowling off spin? Should I be bowling leg spin? So, yeah, two experienced players in Butler and Livingston, and you can see them there, you know, trying to work out what's this pitch like, what should I be bowling.
Yeah, Butler keeping wicket for Lightning. New batsman is Wayne Madsen, and goes back, tries to chop the ball through the offside, but a play and a miss taken by Butler. That's the end of Livingston's first over, the first of the game as well. 5 for 1, 1 over into the contest. Is a nice bright start by Lancashire Lightning, and over in the wicket in the first over of the game. Happy days.
Yeah, perfect. You know, like I was saying at the start there, I'm sure Livingston was looking at getting a wicket in that first over. It's something you can often think in 2020, just to defend boundaries and stop runs, but there's nothing better than taking a few wickets to do that.
We see some left arm seam by the looks of it. The captain there, Dane Villas, just going to his left arm seamer. Luke Wood from the James Anderson end. I'll run through just a confirmation of the teams for you again. I appreciate people just joining the coverage all the time, and Dave Fletcher will be with us in the next few minutes as well. He'll guide you through the Derbyshire Falcons team, but Lancashire have gone for Finn Allen, Liam Livingston, Alex Davis and Joss Butler, Dane Villas, Stephen Croft, Danny Lamb, and Luke Wood, Tom Hartley, Matt Parkinson and Richard Gleeson. So it's a team with plenty of spinning options, which might not be a huge surprise here at Old Trafford.
No, it's a tried and tested format.
Lewis Reece on strike, one slip in place. Here comes Luke Wood, left arm over the wicket and bowls, worked away off the pads by Reece, just in front of square on the leg side. Well, Davis picked it up, wasn't a quite clean pick-up. They've come back for a second as Butler takes it and then demolishes the stumps. Reece is in the dirt trying to come back for 2. They're safely through, but perhaps a tight single, but got through for 2. 7 for 1.
Never run on a misfield, but it almost cost him there, I think, and he's regretting having to dive onto the cheese grater pitch there. Nothing worse than diving full length onto the pitch.
Sounds like I'm playing cricket at school again. They never run on a misfield, but you do see it quite a bit in this format, don't you? Batsman putting fielders under pressure. Wood left arm over. They'll step towards him. Clobbered back over the bowler's head for 4 runs from Lewis Reece. It'll dance down the pitch towards the bowler. Smashed it up over mid-off for 4. So Reece is up to 7. Derbyshire Falcons are 11 for 1. We're into the second over of the game. And Reece is up and running. Of course, playing against his former side, so always want to impress, even though he's played against Lancashire several times since he's left. In case you always want to do well, don't you?
You do, yeah. It always sits there inside you saying, yeah, extra special if you can go out and get runs today against his former side. That was good intent from him there.
Bit of movement behind the bowler's arm. We're all right, we've settled in. That old classic, movement behind the arm. Wood in and bowling to Reece. And it'll push up to mid-arm for a single. Reece moves up to 8, and Falcons are 12 for 1, and Dave Fletcher's back with us.
You mentioned there, Scott, about him playing against his former club, which clearly he is. This is his 100th game, all formats, for Derbyshire. So he's a permanent fixture. He's very much a Derbyshire man now, I fancy.
Yeah, it's a great point. That it does seem like a long time now when you think about it that he was with Lancashire.
17, I think, he made his debut for Derbyshire, my second year.
He's at the non-striker's end on 8. Wayne Madsen on strike, and here comes Wood, left arm over the wicket and bowling's off the back foot, trying to force the ball away through the offside. There's a ring of fielders close in on the offside. Tries to get it underneath the gap of extra cover, and it's Richard Gleeson picks up and throws in, and they've come back for 2. So Madsen's up and running as well. In fact, they've run 3
there. Yeah, no, that was really good running. Good running. Both these gentlemen are very fast between the wicket there, and that's something they will be aware of. With that long boundary on that one side, there'll be plenty of 3s up for grab today. The side that can either stop them or get them will have an advantage.
Wood for Lancashire, steaming back in, balls again. It'll shuffle down towards him once more. Drilled up to mid-off, bounces just in front of Danny Lamb. And there is no run. 15 for 1. Yeah, we might see a lot of threes in the game. That is a fair old hit, isn't it? That boundary out towards the hotel.
It's something that Derbyshire have struggled with here and at Durham, which is also a huge playing area, in that the opposition in Lancashire and Durham obviously have run threes, and Derbyshire just never got to grips with it until around about 2 years ago, and then it's suddenly something clicked. It's weird, isn't it? You'd think that was fairly obvious.
Yeah, well, it's something we used to work on a lot here at Lancashire. We knew we were playing on a bigger square, and that running really was a differentiator.
Third man comes inside the ring as this is full onto the leg stump of Reece. Flashed away along the ground through mid-wicket. Again, they come back for a second. And going to running by Reece. And indeed Madsen. So Reece moves to 10. Madsen's on 3. We've had 2 overs of the Derbyshire Falcons innings. 17 for 1. Reece 10. Madsen 3. I've gone through the Lancashire team in a bit more detail, Fletch. Do you want me to talk us through the Derbyshire Falcons side?
Yeah, fairly standard. most Derbyshire listeners will know the names. Logan Van Beek playing his first game at T20 for Derbyshire since finals day in 2019. Late replacement for Billy Stanlake, who obviously suffered that stress fracture of the back as Liam Livingstone begins a new over. And that is carved out to the cover boundary for 4 runs by Wayne Madsen. Obviously, the top 4 is this renowned, much vaunted top 4 that got them to finals day and then sadly were unable to get them beyond the semi-finals of Godleman, Reece, Madsen and Lias de Plus. Had a terrible time in red ball cricket, but hopefully the white ball stuff will help him somewhat as Madsen waits and then just turns this into the leg side. There is just a single there, I fancy, this time. 22 for 1 now. Madsen up to 9. Reece has 10. The most interesting bit is down at the bottom, really. Mikey Cohen gets the nod. Left arm quick from South Africa on a French passport. No idea. Lias de Plus got a Hungarian passport, incidentally. He's also from South Africa. It's just baffling, absolutely baffling. Brooke Guest will keep wicket. That was going to be Ben McDermott, of course, so another former Lancashire man in Brooke Guest, who's played very nicely this year. It's Livingston in, balls to Reece, who just carves it down to the left, into the offside, just to our right, and he scampers through for a quick single. It was a little bit of a misfield out there, but nothing too much. Of course, Matt Critchley, another former Lancashire product, if you like, although he doesn't really regard himself as a Lancashire product, but that's an argument for another day. And Alex Thompson making his debut for Derbyshire, having signed on loan from Warwickshire for the rest of the season. Of course, couldn't play in the last round of championship matches as Livingston bowls to Madsen, who gets an edge on this one, and it goes down to short third man, where Daniel Lamb, I think that is, does the fielding, and there's no run. So yeah, so he couldn't play against Warwickshire, his parent club, but I think he's looking for a move. So he'll be keen to impress as Madsen pushes this next delivery up towards Stephen Croft, who's at long on for a single. 24 for 1. 1 ball of the 3rd over to go. Madsen 9, Reece 11. Decent start, apart from the loss of Billy Godleman in the first over. He never really looked comfortable, did he? But then again, Billy Godleman often doesn't look comfortable but can get some big runs as Livingston completes this over, and it's driven by Lewis Reece straight to the man at mid-off. Luke Wood on the where was he, on the ring there. Are we definitely on the stream? I've just had a couple of messages, the live stream. Yeah, I'm getting nods, so somebody's obviously not doing things right. Oh, that's because they're looking at the wrong stream, I think. It's slightly complicated today because there is one that says Radio Derby. That one is quiet.
But your voice is booming through loud and clear, Fletch.
I've never had so many problems with a game of cricket.
Now we're going to see Richard Gleeson here, which for him personally is a really big thing because he's come back from a horrible injury that's kept him out for basically the whole of the season so far. Having a side strain, something like that, and you don't want one of those as a bowler, do you? Too much. It's
horrible to get over.
So here he comes, Gleeson. The bottom edge from Madsen, past his leg stump down towards Parkinson, inside the ring at short fine leg. Madsen with that. And that run moves up to 10, 25 for 1. Brings Reece back on strike.
A key 3 overs here for Derbyshire. If they can try and get their score up to about 50 or 60, they'll be in a really good place to really stretch Lancashire in the period when the field moves back.
Yeah, it's been a good counter-attack, hasn't it, since losing the wicket in the first over. 25 for 1 in the fourth now, at the start of it. Reece looking to clear the ring on the offside and gets just enough on that, actually, off the back foot, up and over cover. And comes back for 2. Lewis Reece moves up to 13, 27 for 1.
It's a typical shot, I think. Reece will be looking to play against Gleeson here with the extra bounce, the short boundary and the offside. Probably giving himself a little bit of room is not a bad option with the ball going across him. I'll see whether he can execute on that and if Gleeson's got anything to counter.
And Gleeson bowling right arm over the wicket to the left-hander Reece. It's muscled away through deep backward square leg, and it beats the enthusiastic dive of Alex Davis at deep backward square leg, but it reaches the rope. Davis has to pick himself up and sort his attire out. It's gone for 4 runs for Reece. Caught it nicely, Stephen.
Yeah, no, that was exactly what Reece would have wanted. Gleeson overcompensated because he'd given himself room the ball before. That time he just shuffled ever so slightly over his stumps, which meant he could free his arms over the leg side. And he didn't get a clean strike, but it was a good enough strike to beat Davies, who's conscious of trying to come in a little bit and prevent them getting 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, slit deep backward square leg and the third man outside the ring. Gleeson to Reece, shuffles down the pitch, goes high and over point. 1 bounce, it's running towards the rope in front of the temporary stand, and it's 4 more to Lewis Reece on the counter-attack here for the Falcons. This is terrific from Reece, and Derbyshire now 35 for 1, 4 balls into the fourth.
Yeah, it shows the margins for error are so small as a bowler there. He's tried to go a little bit straighter there, and Reece has given himself room, and another 4.
Good start. Good start by Derbyshire.
I would say this is a good gameplay from Reece, yeah. The question is now, what has Gleeson got to try and get out of this over without too much damage?
Lewis Reece is one of those players who would have been delighted that the T20 had come around. It opens the batting, opens the bowling, more often than not in county championship cricket. Batting average of 14, bowling average of 69. It's sort of the wrong way round.
Gleeson comes in and bowls 2 at Reece. That's muscled away towards deep backward square leg, beyond Davis completely. I think he may have lost it for a second.
I think he's misjudged that one, Davis, because he ran in, didn't he? He ran in and then stopped and thought, that's going over my head. He's not, with the greatest of respect, the tallest of characters, is he,
no.
Davis? But I think it would have gone over his head had he been standing where he should have been anyway. But
yeah, it shows the challenge, though, because you've got such a big boundary there. As a fielder, you're always trying to work out how close do I get, because you don't want them to get 2, because the bowler then gets upset. But if you come in too far, then something like that happens, and if you charge like that, nothing worse than watch it sail over your head and then go for 4.
They'll get more upset. They'll get more upset with conceding the boundary.
Final ball of the over. Been a good one for Derbyshire, and it's even better here. That's clubbed away for 6, up towards long on by the pavilion. But what a terrific over for Derbyshire Falcons, for Lewis Reece in particular. He moves up to 31, score onto 45 for 1 after 4 overs, and that was spanked, wasn't it, by Reece towards long on for 6.
That was a great shot there. He really kept his stable base there and waited for Gleeson to deliver it in the slot, and he absolutely crunched it. It didn't even go that high over long on for 6. No, he'll be really pleased with that over, and he's got a bit of momentum now, so we'll see if he can keep that going. He'll want the strike. So Madsen's jobs are, if he's not hitting a boundary, is to get off strike, yeah?
Got to love a 21 run over, though, haven't you? You've got to love a 21 run over from a Derbyshire perspective. And I realise I'm on Lancashire TV, but I have to nail my colours firmly to the mast. I'm a supporter of neither team. Well, that's not strictly true, actually, but I certainly don't support Derbyshire. But I was born in Cheshire, so I'm very much the Switzerland of commentators, I think. But it's a terrific start by the Derbyshire batsman, Lewis Reece in particular. 31 from 13 deliveries so far, but it's Wayne Madsen as Danny Lamb comes in, and he just clips this up nicely to Stephen Croft at mid-on, and they go through for a comfortable single. 47 for 1, which is exactly, Stephen, what you were saying. If he's not going to hit a boundary, get a single and get Lewis Reece back onto strike. Yeah,
he's an experienced campaigner, Wayne, and he's got lovely hands. He's a brilliant hockey player, and you can see that he uses that a lot when he bats, and he just took that ball from outside off and was off the mark straight away to get Reece back on strike. And they've put 2 men back on the short boundary, assuming that's where Reece is going to go.
I think he'll take it on if he gets the opportunity. Lamb bowls, he dances down the pitch towards him and misses. Big swing and a miss as it goes through to the Lancashire skipper and keeper, Dane Villas. Oh, the trumpet's back. And I've missed that. Honestly, I'd really missed the trumpet.
Is it too early for Sweet Caroline?
It's always too early for Sweet Caroline in my book, but almost inevitable that we're going to hear it at some point, isn't it? Lamb's in again. Again, he takes a couple of strides down the track, hits it very hard towards. In fact, that's Dane Villas. Is that Dane Villas as well? Who's keeping wicket?
Josh
Butler's keeping wicket, of course. I was fooled by the scorecard, which suggested that Dane Villas was in fact keeping wicket and captaining, but he's at mid-on. He's a bit mid-off. He's a bit annoyed with himself because he didn't take that one cleanly. It's brought Madsen back onto strike at 47 for 1, and that's a full-length delivery that he just about digs out and forces up towards Villas, who has a shot at the stumps. So there's a dive from Madsen, who may have injured himself diving, may have injured himself being hit by the ball as it was thrown in at left leg. I'm going. He's just stretched something. Oh dear, oh dear. He looks to be in a bad way here, Wayne Madsen. No joking at all. He tried to get up there and he couldn't. And straight away, Frank Clarkson, the Derbyshire physio, is running onto the field, and that doesn't look great. It was the dive, I think, rather than being hit by the ball that's caused him the problem. He did. Was he holding his left knee? It's difficult to tell, isn't it? Really. We've got a close-up. Fran's having a good look at him now, and I don't think this is good for Wayne Madsen.
No, he looked really uncomfortable when he tried to stand up there after that dive. It was an awkward dive. You could see that he was diving onto the hard surface, and the ball that Dane Villas was throwing was coming at him as well, so he had a lot to contend with. Desperate to get back into his ground. Did not look good when he tried to stand up there.
Sharp single, wasn't it? A sharp single, but I'd have expected him to have got there. He's now trying to get back to it. It is his left leg, whether it's his knee or his hip, I'm not entirely certain. Well, he's flexed his knee and now he's getting up rather gingerly. Is he going to stay out there, or are we going to see Leas Deploy come out in his place? He's having a little wander around just to see if he's okay on that leg. And he's not limping, but he doesn't look massively happy.
He's definitely standing on it a bit gingerly at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah, it can be awkward. I don't know where the ball hit him, but the ball hit him pretty hard. And sometimes as a batsman, when your leg's bent, you don't get any protection from the pad. And if the ball hits you on that knee.
Do you think it was the ball hitting him that did it then?
I've got a feeling it was the ball hitting him. I think that
he's coming off anyway. Wayne Madsen, he's going to retire, not out, I believe is the phrase, but we all know it as retired hurt.
Well, it's got to be pretty bad, that, hasn't it, for him to come off? I mean, he's a tough cookie, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he wouldn't want to come off now, that's for sure, without having a very good reason. And the fact that he's having to be supported on the way off suggests that that leg of his is not in a good shape. So from a Derbyshire and from his own perspective, they're going to hope that it's a superficial injury that's causing him pain at the moment, and not something which is going to keep him out with the games coming thick and fast.
I was just going to say, the problem with this competition is, all right, get off and get it seen to, but they're playing on Friday night at Grace Road, Sunday afternoon back at the county ground against Birmingham, and then it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday next week, I think. So you haven't got an awful lot of time to rest up, have you, in the T20 Blast?
And that's a big challenge in scheduling. The amount of cricket that is played today, that's always an issue. And I know that the England team discuss it, and this rotation policies that go in place. It's difficult now as a player. You need time to recover, otherwise you can't keep yourself on the park.
Back to two left-handers again with Leas Deploy, the new batsman. He's at the non-strikers end with 76 on his back, just got the elbow protection on his left arm. It's Lewis Reece as Lamb is in, and he sweeps backward of square, and there is a man out there, so we'll just pick up a single. And he'll move on to 33. That scoreboard's quick, isn't it? Blimey. 49 for 1. score, but we've got that many. I've got a computer, I've got the screen which has got the score across the bottom, but the scoreboard, lightning, absolutely lightning, brilliant.
I wouldn't want to be in one of those old school scoreboards where you're having to pull all the levers with 2020 competition.
Swapping the tins. Have anybody seen a 6? This final delivery of the over is short arm jabbed out to square leg by Liz Deploy, so he's off the mark. 5 overs gone. Derbyshire's half century's up. And Reece has got 33. Deploy has 1. Wayne Madsen retired over 12. He faced 9 deliveries before he was hit by that ball thrown in from mid-on by Dane Villas. Absolutely no blame attached there, just a matter of fact. And he was helped from the field, which is never a good thing.
No, it wasn't a good sign. The interesting thing here will be how Lewis Reece responds. You know, he has to show courage and carry on playing the way he was playing before Madsen went off. But it's not easy to do when you've seen one of your senior batsmen, one of your most experienced players, walk off the field knowing that there's a chance he might not come back.
And a key fielder as well, Wayne Madsen. The good thing is that I'm pretty sure Anuj Dal is here.
He's quick, isn't he?
Oh, he's lightning. He is lightning. So they're going to miss Wayne Madsen's runs, and his fielding usually feels at long on, long off, that kind of thing in the important, in the late overs, because it's a key position. People driving the ball down the ground, but Nudge is rapid.
You see, it's a bit of left arm spin. Tom Hartley coming into the attack, replacing Richard Gleeson. And the first ball is pushed into the onside by Duploy for no run. Hartley skipping in again and bowling. And that's just eased to the right of Villas, who's at short mid-wicket, through mid-on for a single. Score ticks along to 51 for 1 to bring Lewis Reece back on strike. Certainly plenty of spinning options in this Lancashire team. He's one of them, Hartley. So 1 over from Liam Livingston. Matt Parkinson's tucked up the sleeve of the captain for the time being, but he'll bowl his allocation of overs, you would think. Plus there's Croft as well. There's loads of slow ball options there. This is speared in down the leg side. Good take by Joss Butler. And the umpire signals are wide. Score moves on to 52 for 1. This is the final over of the power play. Reece with a little dance down the pitch again, and Hartley sees him coming and pushes it a little bit in towards him. Squirts it again through mid-on for a single. Reece moves to 34 not out from 17 balls faced. 4 fours and a 6. And Duploy back on strike. He'll twirl the bat as Hartley comes bouncing in over the wicket and muscles it over Villas's right shoulder up towards a wide long-on boundary. Livingston out there in the deep, fielding in front of the hotel. Duploy settles for a single. He moves up to 3, brings Reece back on strike. 34 not out, 54 for 1. Hartley into Reece, step to the leg side, and Hartley pushed it a little wider down the leg side. The keeper takes it, but the umpire stretches his arms out, signals are wide. Second one of the over. And doing a little bit of dancing is Lewis Reece.
He's playing games with him, that's for sure, yeah. And I think Joss will be having words with Hartley if he throws any more down that leg side.
Hartley in, again a little step to the leg side, and he forces it up to mid-off as Lewis Reece. Picked up by Luke Wood, and there's no run. Fancy footwork from Lewis Reece. Going one way and then the other, to off and then back to leg. It's off the back foot, chopped away through extra cover, but just for a single. The field on that offside is quite tight in, all inside the ring. Reece keeps the strike, he gets 1 run for it. That's the power play done. Reece 35, Duploy on 3. Perhaps the retirement through injury of Madsen maybe just taking a little shine off it, but that is an excellent power play for the Falcons.
Yeah, they'll be really happy with that. Great position to start the match off for them. They'll be now questioning what is a good score. The wicket looks really good. You've got a short boundary. Typically here at Old Trafford, you know, a 160, 170 is a very good score. Might be a little more today, so they will have to be aware that they need to take this momentum and can't take their foot off the gas yet.
Liam Livingston's back. He's already bowled 2 overs. He's going to bowl his 3rd. He's going to be bowling it to Lewis Reece, who just pushes it out into the offside, picks up a single as it's fielded there by Alex Davis. Not all the field back, but many more of the fielders back now following the conclusion of the power play. 57 for 1. Deploy drives out pleasantly into the offside. Davis a busy man as he does the fielding once again, and a couple of singles to begin the latest over of spin. I don't think it's gone off the board at the moment, hasn't it? But they had the this next one is clubbed straight back over his head and dropped down below us. It was a good effort. I think that's Parkinson down below us. Is it Parkinson? No, it's Luke Wood. I beg his pardon. I beg Parkinson's pardon. It was Luke Wood. He got there, couldn't hold on to it. It was sliding. Good effort. Didn't quite have enough on it, Lewis, to play, but he's picked up 2. 59 for 1. Deploy waits for this delivery and then chops it down to backward point, and there's no run. So a life for Leah's Deploy. Could do with a bit of luck. He's not an awful lot of it over the course of the season so far. This one's on leg stump, and it's pushed up to Stephen Croft at mid-on. They think about a second, but Croft's already there. Sends the ball back.
You can see it with 2 left-handers in the middle there. Everything settled down for Lancashire a little bit with the field, with the bowling. Makes life a little bit easier to plan. They were struggling with Madsen and Reece.
The next few are all right-handers. That one is a nice shot down on one knee. He swept it down towards deep backward square leg and got back for a couple more there. Lewis Reece as the Livingston over comes to an end. Just 6 from it. 62 for 1 at the end of the over. Reece has 39 now. Deploy has 5.
Yeah, it's a really measured start there to the open play out of the power play there now. I think if they can go along with a runner ball and pick up a boundary and over, they'll be in really good place with a strong Lancashire lineup. Joss Butler in there. you know you're going to have to put a decent total on the board to worry them. So Derbyshire can't rest on their laurels. They need to continue this.
Well, it's been set up by Lewis Reece. Fletch mentioned this, that Reece coming into this competition on the back of some poor scores in the county championship. I guess it can free up guys, can't it, to try and find a bit of form in a different format, as Hartley's in and bowling and Deploy trying to whip it away with the onside, but a play and a miss.
Yeah, especially as you say, there's a lot of games coming now, so you can just focus on that and release yourself.
Deploying on 5, Hartley in. That's played uppishly, but safe enough out towards deep mid-wicket. It's scooped up by Alex Davis, who fizzes one in, and a low-arm throw on the bounce to Joss Butler.
And Hartley will just be looking to get these left-handers to hit to that big boundary there on the leg side.
And deep extra cover guarding the shorter boundary. Reece comes down the pitch, sends it down through mid-on. It bounces just in front of the man coming up from the boundary. And Reece has rattled his way up to 40. 23 balls faced. 64 for 1. Deploy back on strike. Hartley in. Always going for a little ramp here over the keeper's head. Gleeson for a second. It shot fine leg. Thought he was in the game. It bounced in front of Gleeson. He was certainly in position early to play the shot.
He was, and actually it was good bowling there from Hartley. He took the pace off the ball. As soon as he saw him do that, he just dropped his pace down, made it more difficult.
Just pulls away Hartley as he comes in to bowl.
When you're playing that ramp shot, you really want the bowler to fizz it in there to give you something to work with.
Tap of the bat from Reece as Hartley comes over the wicket and bowls to him, looking to cut the ball, but stopped at backward point. Danny Lamb with the fielding, and there's no run. You also just need to double check you've got good dental insurance as well before you commit to it. Oh, we've got on the reverse. Oh, that's an outrageously good shot. That's a superb shot from Lewis Reece. On the reverse, swatting the ball out towards that shorter boundary, but bringing that boundary in play by switching and getting a wonderfully timed hit for an outrageous 6. Terrific hit, 71 for 1.
Yeah, that's a great shot. I want to say it was reverse sweep, but it actually really wasn't. He was shaping for a reverse sweep and then almost stood up and sort of, like you say, swatted it rather than swept it into that short boundary. Good tactic there. I was wondering whether either of these batsmen had the reverse option with that small boundary, because if they didn't, it was going to make life easy for Lancashire. Having played that now, Hartley will be collecting his hat and walking back, questioning how does he respond. So a very interesting time at the moment for Lancashire, as they're going to have to try and think about their tactics with that short boundary.
Well, he's been worth the entrance fee alone, hasn't he, Lewis Reece? 46 from 25. Played some terrific shots. Second 6 of the innings. There's a great platform here for Derbyshire to build on and get a really good score.
Fantastic. They're going to need a good score. This looks like a fantastic wicket that's been prepared here for us this evening. So anything average is not going to suffice, especially with the Lancashire batting lineup. So I wonder what they think is a good score. Hopefully they'll have communicated it into the change room, but I'm expecting they think it's a really hefty total.
Daniel Lamb from the Brian Statham, then back into the attack, onto the pads of Duploy. Squeezed away through mid-wicket for a single. Moves to 8, 72 for 1. How much do you have to increase what is a good score on a pitch when Joss Butler's in the opposition? By kind of another 50 or 60 or something?
Yeah, it depends what mood he's in. You have a chat with him before the day starts.
Yeah. You're feeling chipper today, Joss? Or crikey, you better put another 50 on the board. Lamb in, back of a length, slow ball delivery to Reece, who's dragged the ball through deep mid-wicket for a single. Who's to 47, 73 for 1.
Yeah, you'll be asking whether the cricket ball looks more like a football or a beach ball for him today before you decide whether that's an extra 50 or 60 you need to add on.
Of course, he's not played since the IPL, has he, when that was finished early. Lamb's in. This is sliced away by Duploy to backward point. There's no run, but I don't think he's the type of player that needs a game to get his eye in, really.
No. Yeah, for him it'll be about intensity, where he is in terms of his intensity today. But it can be quite nice to come back having some time off into this atmosphere and just relax and let go.
Halfway into the 9th. 73 for 1. Derbyshire Falcons batting first and need a good score on the board with a certain Joss Butler playing for Lancashire today. The wicket to fall, Billy Godleman out for naught, bowled by Liam Livingston, but Lewis Reece, former Lancashire player, is unbeaten on 47 from 26 balls faced. So we're in the 9th. Derbyshire is 73 for 1. And there is Lamb coming right over the wicket and bowling. Oh, that beats Duploy. Kind of snakes away past the outside edge as he plays from the crease into the gloves of Butler. And there's no run. 1 ball left to the 9th.
He's bowled well here, Lamb. 1.5 over 7 runs. He's mixed it up on a wicket that's not offering him much, it doesn't look like. He's bowled really well.
Just 2 runs off the over so far for Lamb, who hides the ball with his left hand as he comes in and bowls. That's off the back foot, forced away into the offside by Duploy. And stopped by Luke Wood. Well, if the captain needed a good over, needed an over of calm, he's got one, Stephen, from Daniel Lamb. 9 overs gone, 74 for 1. Duploy has 9. Reece has 47. Few words from you, then it'd be Dave Fletcher and then Kevin House.
Yeah, that's a really nice start for Lamb there. 2 overs, 8 runs, 4 overs.